Hello everyone, it's Dale here. In today's video I'd like to show you a very powerful VWAP setup which you can very easily implement into your own trading. First I'll do a little drawing so you can understand the concept of the setup, and then I'll show you a snippet of our yesterday's live trading room where I was commenting on exactly this trading setup live, and then I'll show you how the trade played out. And also, if you stay until the end, I'll show you one little extra tip how you can make this VWAP setup even more powerful using volume profile. So let's get started, and let me start with a drawing. So because this is a VWAP setup, we first need to draw a VWAP. So let me draw a yellow VWAP line. And then, since this setup is based on the first VWAP deviations, I'll also draw the first VWAP deviations. They'll be in gray. Could look, for example, like this. Alright, so those are the first VWAP deviations. And now let me draw the candles. Since this is a setup which you trade when there's a trend, the candles needs to move above the first deviation of the VWAP. So let me draw this. Right, when there's a trend, the price moves above the first deviation of the VWAP. Now, what needs to happen next is that the trend needs to fail, which means the price goes below the first deviation. So let me draw that. So now the price went below the first deviation line, and then it needs to make a pullback to that first deviation. So let me draw it real quick. So right here, this is the pullback to the first deviation of the VWAP. And this is where you enter a short trade, right? Because this is a trend failure setup. Uptrend failed, and then you enter a short. Because the uptrend failed, you want to enter a short. And from there, the price should drop. Like this. Ideal take profit for this trade is the VWAP line. Alright, so this is exactly how this trend failure setup is supposed to look like. And this is a short trade scenario. Long trade scenario would be the same thing, only it would be reversed. But this is a short trade scenario, right? Because we had an uptrend which failed and we entered a short trade. So this is the concept what you should be looking for. And let me now show you a little snippet from our yesterday's live trading room where exactly this was happening on the British pound. Alright, so let me show that to you. If there is a strong sell-off and there is a huge fair value gap, then this looks like a good level to trade from. This heavy volume zone, and the level would be somewhere in here, maybe even lower at the beginning of the fair value gap. But let's see what happens now. If the price went like this, and if there was this first deviation of the weekly VWAP like this, if the price hit it, ideally somewhere in here in this heavy volume zone, then this would be one of the VWAP setups which I teach in the VWAP course. It's the trend failure setup. When the price is moving above the first deviation, then breaks through it, makes a pullback like this to that gray line, to that first deviation, and then it is a short, ideally targeting the VWAP. So that was the prediction and commentary from yesterday's live trading room. Now what you see before you is the British pound again, the same chart, only a couple of hours later. As you can see, there was a beautiful reaction to that setup. So let me very quickly talk about the setup again, and then also I'll need to show you that volume profile trick here. So this gray line, that's the first deviation of VWAP. The price is trending and it is moving above the first deviation of the VWAP, right? Then the trend fails and the price goes below the VWAP. The trend has failed and now you wait for pullback. This is the pullback, and you trade the pullback to the first deviation right here. So this is the short trade entry. As you can see, the price reacted very nicely to it. And the target, the take profit, would be at this yellow line right here. Okay, that's how you trade this setup, and that's how I was trading this yesterday as well. Now, that one little extra thing here is adding a volume profile to this equation. Because if you look here, in this rotation, there were pretty massive volumes accumulated before this sell-off started. This is telling you sellers were active here, right? And this is the beginning of that heavy volume zone, right? This place. So volume profile setup is telling you to go short from there, and VWAP setup, the one I just showed you, is telling you exactly the same thing, to go short from there. So you have two completely independent trading setups, both telling you to go short from this place, right? And that's a very, very powerful combo. Actually, in my trading, I prefer to trade those combos all the time. So I would say maybe even 90% of all my trades are based on combos, not on single setups, but on combinations of multiple trading setups. Like in here, we had a VWAP setup, and it pointed to the same short level as a volume profile setup, right? And I can guarantee you, if you start using those combos, combining two or more independent trading setups, then you'll get way better results. All right? So that's about our little trade here. If you guys are interested in joining us in our live trading room and trade with us every day, then you can join us if you go to my website. It is trader-dale.com, and if you click this button, which says FTA, stands for Funded Trader Academy, then it will take you to this page. In here, you can watch a video where I'll explain everything more in detail. And if you're interested and if you do want to join us, then in here you can book one-on-one call with us, where we'll talk, we'll show you around, show you the service, and then you can decide whether or not this is right for you. All right, so thanks so much for watching the video. I hope you liked it, I hope you found it useful, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time, and until then, happy trading.